probably requires a bit of explanation. Yeah. Okay, so for those of you that don't know me, my name's Lindon. I used to live here, as you can tell, but I don't anymore. But I'm here anyway because I just love the place so much. Coming back, it's brought back all the, just remind me of all the things I enjoyed. The abundance of science students, spacious rooms, and the charming principal. But yes, so Paddy and I, as already mentioned, we performed a few times over the last couple of years, as some of you probably remember. Yeah, a couple of awkward chuckles. Yeah, so we performed a few times. Unfortunately, there would have been a number of you here that weren't here for them. You're new to BurgConcert or something, or forgotten, didn't turn up or something. So what I'll do is very quickly do a recap. Very quickly recap the last year or so's worth of yes. There's a song in my heart and it goes like this.
Lindon. A couple of minor housekeeping issues first. Who printed the programs? The act was meant to be billed as Lindon Roberts, featuring Paddy Hutchinson. What kind of ragtag operation do you call this? If anyone has a pen, I want you to write Lindon Roberts on the program. I'm not kidding. If you don't have a pen, I want to see each and every one of you bite off the end of your finger and write it in that. Now that's note number 2. Is Keely McDicken in the house? Do you want me to dedicate the song to your birthday, Keely? I'm so sorry I missed your party, but yeah, do you want the song to be dedicated to your birthday?
I'm not sure.
Alright. Well. I've sung a lot of different songs for you. I've sung songs about the best way to enjoy your life. How to deal with Monday sickness. And some other things. Honestly, I can't remember. Anyway, today I'm going to sing an inspirational song to you. Inspirational, like that 127 Hours movie. Except actually inspirational instead of just some muppet who got trapped under a rock for 5 days. A triumph of the human will, set against the wilds of 19th century Tasmania. This is a tale you won't believe. Play the music, Lindon.
What music?
Play the music, Lindon.
I don't have any music. We haven't rehearsed this.
Fuck. Us together, a jolly hungry crew, and as the days went by, oh, our hunger quickly grew, and again he muttered death for liberty. So that night we made fires out of twigs and out of bark. Now stomachs they were rumbling all through the night so dark. Hunger and trying to keep ourselves alive. When the sun come up next morning, the 6 turned to 5. Sit down with a little one, don't you frown. Shoot the meat and hold it down. Its tail they were murder in his heart. Then we reached the Franklin River. It took 2 days to cross. We were wet and almost starving. For food we're at a loss. We were broken men with murder on our minds. So that night we made fires out of twigs and out of bark. Our stomachs, they were rumbling all through the night so dark. That one was making noises that the dead could not ignore. When the sun come up next morning, the fireman turned our 4. Said down with another one, don't you frown. Chew the meat and hold it down. It's dead, they won't believe. When I get down to Hobart Town. Kept on marching to a place called Western Tears, a country full of tasty game. For us it brought no cheer, we had no guns, we were travelling without hope. But the axe had loomed so ominous, God's hand was at play. For a sick man is a kind of game that cannot run away. My man, the time's at hand. So that night we made fires out of twigs and out of bark. Our stomachs, they were rumbling all through the night so dark. I can't say I feel guilty after all. It wasn't me. When the sun come up next morning, the 4 had turned to 3. Down with another one, don't you frown. Chew the meat and hold it down. It's till they won't believe. Knock it down to Hobart Town. Was fading fast. He'd been bitten by a snake, and you could see he would not last. Stay easy, my man, your time's at hand. When he could march no longer, his days were fading fast. We were much too weak to carry him. Subsistence, he comes first. Stay easy, my man, your time's at hand. So that night we made fires out of twigs and out of bark. Our stomachs, they were rumbling all through the night so dark. It was a messy job, but it was one we had to do. When the sun come up next morning, the 3 had turned to 2. Sit down with another one, don't you frown. Chew the meat and hold it down. It's dead, they won't believe. When I get down to Hobart Town. He'd been looking at me funny, sorta eyeing me for days. You wouldn't need to be too bright to know that bastard's ways. He was a sick man, he had murder in his heart. But even bastards have to rest, and even bastards have to sleep. While he was in the land of Nod, straight over I did creep. And the axe that he had wielded was all mine. So that night I made a fire out of twigs and out of bark. My stomach just kept rumbling all through the night so dark. I can't say I enjoyed it, I wouldn't call it fun. But when the sun came up next morning, the 2 had turned to 1. Sit down with another one, don't you frown. Chew the meat and hold it down. It's dead, they won't believe. When I get down to Hobart Town. History is a pack of lies, as any fool can tell. When I got down to Hobart Town, oh, I told my story well. Do you think they would believe one word I said? They thought that I was covering for my mate still at large. They'd been wandering in the bush so wild and free. Back to old Macquarie Harbour, they sent